Hello, my name is Claire Wells. I am the life coaching coach for creating extraordinary love in your life. Now, what would love do is a question that I love to think about. I swear, whenever I think about what my main goal in life is, it's about showing up in all of my relationships, especially the relationships with my children, showing up for those in love, but also with my sisters, with my mom, with my dad, with strangers, even. Like, I want to show up in love. And why? I don't know. That's just like an internal drive I have. Probably partly it comes from growing up in religion and knowing that I needed to develop compassion and always really struggled with it. I finally got into coaching and realized the reason I struggled so hard with it was because I was so uncompassionate towards myself. And when I was so uncompassionate, meaning I was looking at everything I was doing wrong and finding all my faults all of the time and focusing on them, it did not allow me to love and accept myself where I was. I always thought that I had to be better than I was. I was never good enough. No matter how hard I tried, I kept making mistakes. And I thought that making mistakes did not allow me to be acceptable and lovable. And that's where I was wrong. Then I learned about how humans are 100% lovable and 100% worthy just innately because they are humans, because they were created and are on this earth. And I love that because all of the religion in the world, for some reason, just didn't help me really internalize that concept, even knowing who I am, like a child of God. It didn't help me to totally just connect with my true worth as a person. And I think the reason is because those of you who are religious, there are so many rules and regulations and things you have to do in order to be worthy. Like, literally, if you don't do these certain things, then you're not worthy. And so I grew up never doing all the things correctly or 100% right and always felt unworthy. And so I think in that way, religion can actually be a hindrance, an obstacle to us learning unconditional love for ourselves and others because we put this piece in that makes it kind of impossible, which is the judgment piece and the perfectionist piece. And once I realized that that had nothing to do with my worthiness, that nothing could touch my worthiness, like I'm 100% worthy and 100% lovable, innately, and there's nothing I can do about it and there's nothing anybody else can do about it. It just is. That's when the magic started happening in my life. And I'm like, dang, I want to share this with other people. Like, extraordinary love can come out of this ability to love yourself 100% and to know that nothing you have done or nothing you can do can change it. And that way, when you look at others, nothing they do or nothing they have done changes their worth and their lovability. And when I accept that, I recognize that if I'm not feeling love at the moment, it's because of what I'm thinking about them. And it's usually a judgment about them not doing it right. And that's my key to remember, oh, they're doing it exactly right. I'm doing it exactly right. And no matter how any of us are doing it, we're 100% lovable. And if we're struggling to love someone, it has nothing to do with them, but everything to do with our ability to love in the minute. And our ability to love in each individual minute is determined by what we're thinking. If you're thinking, they're so ridiculous, I can't believe they did that, are you going to feel love? If you're thinking, they're so mean, they did that on purpose, are you going to feel love? No, but if you're thinking, they're doing the best they can you feel love then? It's a bit easier. Or if you're thinking, they're a person too with struggles and challenges just like me, you might feel a little bit more love than you would if you thought something else. So that is the amazing thing that I've learned through coaching. Now, I can tell you, hey, being able to love has everything to do with your thoughts. And you can get that on a conceptual level, like on an intellectual level. But when you learn how to really apply it and how to show up in your life that way by intentionally choosing the thoughts you think to help you come from a place of extraordinary love and acceptance for others, your whole life begins to take on a new dimension. You are elevated to the place where you've always wanted to be, which is just this place of peace, of love, and it just feels so much better to be here. So if you're struggling to love somebody in your life, Whether you recognize that you don't love yourself, or you're recognizing that you're really struggling to love your significant other, or maybe even your kids, I can help you stop having such a hard time loving them. Because, like I said, all humans, your kids, your husband, your ex, your friends, your mom, your mother in law, all of these people are 100% lovable. And I can teach you how to feel love for them. Now, remember, feeling love for somebody does not make them feel loved. It makes you feel loving. You have no ability to make somebody else feel loved. You have the ability to do things that they could interpret as loving, but the way they feel about your actions is going to be created in their minds. And so, really, the power you have in each relationship in your life is created by what you are thinking about the other person. So, if you want to feel love for any other person in your life, then you have got to learn how to think about that person. And this can be really challenging because you've thought these thoughts you have about them for so long, you think they're true. No, that person is just toxic. No, that person is just a terrible person and I don't want them in my life. If you've written anybody out of your life because they're such a bad person, then you are holding on to negative feelings. And even if you're not thinking about that person, the things you've decided in your past to think about them are affecting you now because it's part of your programming. It's your program about that person. So if there are people that you struggle with from your past or your present, and you know that it's like a raw spot and you want to work through it, it doesn't mean you have to have a relationship with them, but that's so that you can feel more free, so that you can feel more loving towards them, towards yourself, and towards the people in your life now. I can help you do that. I want to help you do that. It is my life's work for myself, and it is something that I know will change your life completely and allow you to step into extraordinary love, unconditional love, complete compassion for yourself and others. And it is a wonderful, beautiful place to be. So if you want to work on that, please contact me. I would love to work with you. Click below and sign up for a free meeting with me to see if we're a good fit and if I can help you with your issues.